So how complex is the onboarding process for an enterprise client? Super simple?
It's simple. The example I always give is Subway was one of our first clients. And Subway licensed our solution the Friday after Thanksgiving that particular year. And the next Tuesday, they launched it themselves. We never touched them.
Wow.
It's a self-service app.
Okay.
And it has to be self-service. The reason why is that training and communication are always happening. And you can't wait for, we got to bring in this company. We got to get the content. And in fact, back to your question on the content, where's it come from?
Yeah.
So in a typical learning environment or a training environment, or even a communication environment, the training is probably the most obvious. But after training, you typically take a quiz to see if you got the training. And it's typically 10 to 20 questions. Those are the questions. You're not trying to trick people. You're using a retrieval practice. So there's no reinvention of the content. They're already available. When it comes to Zoom meetings, it'd be kind of interesting. We're going to have a real important Zoom meeting. Okay, great. What do you want people to get out of it? These 4 things. Okay, those are the questions.
Mm-hmm.
How about corporate, some other type of corporate communication? We can't come up with any, we don't know. It's like, okay, well, that's not an important one. That's not going through this channel. So we highly advocate create priority channels relative to knowledge retention, because if you don't create a priority, there is no priority.
Yeah.
You're letting your employees prioritize what's important to them. That sounds crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So what we would advocate is you have a high priority, highly critical communication and training channel. Anything that goes through that's mandatory. Other things, maybe they're not as mandatory. Maybe you make them optional. Maybe you have some other way to get people to read it. But for the real important stuff, you got to have a different channel. There's too much noise nowadays. When it used to be that you get 10, 15 emails a day, email was pretty effective.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who gets that few of emails. We get a whole boatload of emails. And if you're at a big company with tens of thousands of employees, somebody's always sending you something on email.
Yeah. Yeah.